by Trump.
I want to take a moment to thank all the people who came today, the people who organized this. Mayor Weinstock, Assemblyman Brown, and everybody behind us for putting this beautiful rally together. And for everybody here who cares. We all care, but we care about coming out of our houses. This last week was a week of clarity, of moral clarity. And it wasn't moral clarity for most of us. Because for the last 23 years, we've suffered with terror, day in and day out. We understand the battle over here is not a battle between Israel and Hamas, between Jew and Arab. It is between good and evil. And we've heard over the last 10 years stories which everybody else ignores. Stories of women killed in front of their children, 13-year-old girls murdered in their bed at night, young teenagers raped and decapitated as they go to the Jerusalem Zoo, families decimated as they sit down to their Friday night meals. These are all stories which happened in the last 10 years. And yet, the world ignores it. There are two sides. I would like to demonstrate what has happened in the last week. In our synagogue, we put up a sign just before Yom Kippur 2 weeks ago. This is a sign that was made by one family, an organization dedicated to the families decimated by terror. There are 1,707 faces and names on this poster of people who have been murdered, civilians who have been killed, families that have been raked apart in the last 23 years. And now I'd like to show you something else. This is a picture put together in the last week. It is already outdated with over 1,300 faces on it. In one day. In one day. This took 23 years and this took one day. And there are still more. There are over 167 people of 42 nationalities being held by the most atrocious monsters on earth. There are 3,500 people in hospitals. And those people, the light wounds are the gun wounds. This is a moment of moral clarity, where we realize maybe finally the world will wake up and understand that what we've been dealing with for the last 23 years just happened in magnitude now in one day. And it is therefore incumbent upon us. It's incumbent upon anybody who calls themselves a human. Incumbent upon any free nation on earth to eradicate the scourge on the soul of humanity called Hamas and all that stand with it. And that includes those who stood in Times Square last week while the bodies were still burning, saying one Jew, one bullet. By people who had signs saying at all costs, because if you support terror, then you are with them. This next war will take at least, as Rabbi Axelrod said, 6 to 8 weeks. And as Donald Clayton just mentioned a moment ago, the script will flip. And as the videos of those who are incarcerated in Gaza City because Hamas will not let them out, as those images filter through to the media, they will try to create a ceasefire, to force our governments to create a ceasefire. If a ceasefire is declared, it will be an immediate victory to Hamas. They will claim a victory in this war, and it will be a victory, because they will rebuild until the next massacre. We cannot let that happen. We cannot let Hamas win. Under no cost will we ever let such evil prevail in our world. We will get rid of Hamas at all costs, no matter how long it takes. And everybody here, every single person in this park has a responsibility of getting that message out. We will not stand by for evil. Thank you.